Hey, good morning. Let's go over today's trade plan. So in the overnight session, holding above 83 to 84 was an indication that the buy side was still dominant. And then off the non-farm payroll and employment report, we ended up getting a strong upside move all the way up towards 2106, 2107. And at this point, heading into the open, the buyers are in firm control. The challenge with today is really going to be the fact that a lot of the move has already taken place. So at this point, we can still consider long setups on pullbacks into support, but the upside could be limited to 2109 or 1075 to 1275. So that initial resistance zone is still an area where we can still get responsive sellers active on first test, and that's an area where the ES could still struggle. And for that reason, we can still consider buying pullbacks, but we have to be careful in the sense that majority of the move may have already taken place. Now, on the upside, the buying does not have to shut off at 1075 to 1275. It can actually go even higher. It's just that the range potential for the day would be quite exhausted by the time ES gets there. So, that just adds some risk to taking any longs at aggressive prices. But, pullbacks into the 97 to 99, 95 half, 91 to 93, those are still spots where we can consider taking long setups. But if the momentum is going to sustain in this market, then we want to see a reaction on a pullback to the support zone fairly quickly. So we are going to have to play defense with long setups, even though the buy side is clearly and firmly in control here, because if they are in control, then we shouldn't really spend a lot of time when we pull back to a zone like 97 to 99 or 95.50 or 91 to 93. We should get a quick rejection at those zones because this is a very high momentum move to the upside. So, when you have this kind of momentum in the market, typically you don't even get large pullbacks. But when you do, the reaction is fairly quick. So, even though the buyers are in control, we are still going to have to play defense on any pullback setups looking for longs because they may simply be reactions at zones. They may not end up being these spots where we get another major swing high off of it, or it may take a while for that to happen. The market may just balance after hitting a support zone, and then eventually it can still go up. The primary target today is still 2109 and the 1075 to 1275 zone, but we can balance a bit, consolidate, rest, and then head up to that zone. And if we balance for a while ahead of it, then the break from that balance can actually have even more momentum. The other thing is, heading into the weekend, it's tough to gauge how aggressive the buyers are really going to be, and we can still get some profit taking at these higher prices too. So when you combine all that, it makes for a market where it makes more sense to play defense and not be overly aggressive. So we'll look for longs on pullbacks into support. Possibly even consider a short setup if the market is quite extended into resistance. And in real time, we're also seeing that we're not going up on massive momentum or that the momentum is starting to wane. Then we can still consider even taking a short at the initial resistance zone and look for a reaction of like 5 to 6 points, maybe a little bit more. But again, that's something that we'll have to gauge in real time, and we'll just have to understand that taking any short up there is purely based on the fact that we have resistance and the market is quite extended, but the buyers are in control. So right now we are going to have to play defense on both sides, and just be careful. And that's really the challenge for today, is that it's already made such a big move that there may not be much left in it, and now that that momentum may be out of the way, we may simply not get that same level of momentum during RTH, just because we've already moved from 87 essentially was the launching point all the way up to 0675. So there's still a little bit more room to go, but not as much upside potential obviously as early in pre-market or off of the news. So those are really the main thoughts heading into the open. The focus is still going to be more on long setups, buying pullbacks into support, or identifying market structure in real time and using a swing low or a balance low that develops in real time to perhaps take the trade. But the safer trades are going to be at the key support zones and on any kind of pullbacks. So those are our main ideas. Let's see if the buy side can maintain control and see if this breakout sticks today. It sure seems like it's going to stick, but let's just see how the buyers actually maintain control this morning, and we'll take it from there.